Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, it's Steve. It's Matt, it's Andy. We're back. It's the indieRift podcast where we talk about indie games, news, reviews, previews, all that fun stuff for you every week. What's going on, guys? How are you? I've missed you.
Steve. I love that.
It's me. I'm
The way you
Steve.
said that.
Evie Fen.
We're doing great. I beat a game and I'm playing a
Ooh.
new game. So I'm very excited about
You
this
beat
week.
a
Yes.
game.
I beat a
Doing
game.
pretty good, man. You know, we're
Yeah.
just hanging out, addicted to a whole new roguelike that I'll talk about later.
There it is.
Oh, that's very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
It's very exciting. Yeah, I've admittedly been out of the indie gaming sphere for really gaming in general. I just haven't had any free time that I have had has been exhausted free time and free time that I don't want to spend anywhere except with my eyes closed. So I've been a little out of it, but you guys have plenty to talk about and I could be a good indie game enthusiast and ask lots of questions and be curious about all the cool things that you guys have found. I'm very excited. Sometimes it's good to be the audience, you know? I'm with you now, folks. I'm an audience member with you. I'm just gonna drive the old boat like Kramer down Fifth Avenue, holding a frozen toe in a baggie.
Are you playing DM? Is that what's happening right now?
All right. If you want to support us for some crazy reason, you can. Aside from just listening or watching us on your favorite platform, you could go to patreon.com/indieRift, just like Colton the Journeyman Nestler. Thank you, everybody. All of our people. I love it too. All of our people over on Patreon that hang out in our Discord. We have indie developers as well in the Discord. You could hang out with developers, chat them up, pick their brain about gaming. Maybe you are a game designer and you want to just be in a really cool indie game community. Just go to patreon.com/indieRift. $1 you do is all it takes to get you in there. So we do appreciate everyone who does support us there. So let's get into the show. First, above all things, we need to know if there's anything new on indieRift.com. Andy, I know it's been a very hectic, at least 10 days. So I don't expect much, if anything.
I just love how if there's nothing on the document, you always ask the question.
Well, because there's been times,
and it's always like, you know, punted at me like, what's new there, Andy? And I have to say fucking nothing because there's nothing in the slot on the doc.
Well, no, that's not fair. And Matt, you could back me up on this. There have been times where you've not put anything on there, and then then you go, "Oh, what about what's new on IndieRift?" And I'd be like, "Well, there's nothing there. Okay, well, what's new on IndieRift?" Right. Like, it's a surprise. I wanted to surprise you. So here's the thing that's new on IndieRift. So no, I don't want to hear it.
That is the best impression.
That was wait, I'm sorry. I can do better. I can do better. Hold on. I can do better. Spinacopita! Opa! There you go.
Wow.
Was that better? Was that better, Andy?
That's like spot on.
Spot on.
Andy, on the dog.
Spinacopita!
and this is Steve.
I'm groovy.
And this is Steve, guys. I carry the gene for webbed feet. That's what Steve is.
Do I? No, I don't have webbed feet. I might carry it. I don't know. I could be a carrier. Who knows? Who knows?
Off the rails.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
No,
it's fun.
It is new.
Nothing. That's okay. That's all right. Sometimes we just don't have the fingers to write. You know what I mean? We just don't have the inspiration.
A little bit of breathing room.
Yeah.
You know?
Little goose fraba. Why am I so off center? Like I was meddling with my camera before because the power wasn't working.
We don't know.
Yeah. Well, you don't see
anyway.
this camera anyway. Yeah. But there we go. I fixed it. I moved me over a few centimeters. But
the key role of doing shows is always let the audience know what's wrong.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, that's what IndieRift is all about. We're as indie as indie comes. You know what I mean? Yeah. You get to peel behind the curtain no matter what. No matter what, folks. You get it. You get it. All right. Let's get into the indie game adventures. This is where we, namely Matt and Andy, tell you about the games that they've been playing this week. The first game on here is going to be, drum roll please, it's going to be Castaway, because I'm going to split you guys up because Andy has 2 games this week. Andy, tell us all about Castaway.
This is a rough game to recommend. So I'll do the positive bits first. this is as old school Game Boy Zelda as it gets. Like, looking at it, it looks like an asset rip, almost.
It
Of like
kinda
Link's
does, yeah.
Awakening,
Yeah, I could see it.
with like the main character kind of changed up a little bit. It does all the Zelda things. There's dungeons, 3 of them. There's bosses. There's items. There's a pickaxe that breaks rocks. There's a little rope thing that's like a grappling hook. It's all
Right.
very Zelda. This has an $8 price tag, I believe.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, $7.99. That is correct.
I have taken longer shits.
Oh,
And it's it is way too short.
even for
'Cause I-
$8
Yeah, I was done in like maybe an hour and a half.
with the whole game.
The whole ass game.
No. You didn't do you didn't do the survivor mode of 50 floor
A
Death Tower.
Survivor mode.
You didn't do that.
I don't know,
Yeah,
that sounds kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie.
It does seem to like in the description of the game, it does say that it's a retro adventure focused on 3 dungeons.
Yeah.
And then they specifically say finish the story to unlock survivor mode of 50 floor Death Tower. Like,
So it's
I
funny,
think
I-
it might be the purpose to be small or short.
So
but
I
don't know.
saw a clip of this on IGN's channel. Like the first 15 minutes, like, oh, it looks really cute. I like it. It's a me game. So cheap. I bought it, and I was like, half the game was in an IGN video. Fuck. So it does all the things well. It's a very competent, well put together, beautifully pixel arted Zelda game. It's just way too short for that asking price.
Mm,
Like this could have been, I feel, like an itch.io like demo. Like
Yeah.
here's the first 3 levels, check out our stuff, or a prologue even of the game.
Well, what about this 50 floor Death Tower?
Yeah,
Then
man.
there's that. Which again, after I finished, I was like, do I feel
You
compelled
want to do that? Yeah, fair.
to play this? You
I
know?
kind of want you to return. Like, I want you to try it and then return next week and tell us if it is worth the. Like, if
I feel like
if
the
that
Death
is
Tower
worth the
is the
grind.
game. Like almost.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean.
Canary games or Canary, I think it's Canary games.
Canary is not a word.
Well, I don't know if it's like, well, because it's not a Y. Is Canary with a Y? Yeah, right.
Yes.
This is
Canary?
with an R. This is with an I. so-
Canary. Why is there always like a
Canary.
pronunciation
I'm
buckle
going
on
with
this
Canary.
channel?
That's it. I'm going with it. They
choice.
were the developers of Lunark. Remember Lunark? It was like kind of like that
I
Prince of Persia like.
believe that was also a short ass game as well. If
Yeah,
I'm
this might
not
be their thing
mistaken.
because they made that last year. It came out last
And
year.
Listen, I'm all about bite-sized games I can finish quickly and like not have to like
Yeah.
spend my whole life playing them. I get it. I appreciate that, but
All right.
I think it could have been a little bit cheaper.
A little
In the
bit cheap.
$5, $4 range.
Just be cheaper, man.
But what looks like again, like you took assets from Zelda, did a little recoloring, shifting around a line here or two.
Right.
But again, I loved it. It's just the price was a little bit too much. So maybe wait for a sale to maybe get that. But again, I've been playing games like this that cost less
Mm.
that are way longer. I don't know.
I think we may have lost
What's
Matt.
the matter with that? So, it's like a non-recommend basically. Matt is frozen in time.
Yes, he's frozen and you're all pixelated, so it might be a Discord thing.
Oh, what? It has to be Discord.
This might be a Discord thing.
This has to be a Discord thing.
Discord's being a real jerk.
I love Matt's face. I gotta do a screen cap of that.
Oh, it's
that
there.
action.
Don't worry about it. It's recording. There's
Oh
no,
yes.
there's
That's in
no-
the thing.
there's no screen grab necessary, sir.
So I could do the next game as we're waiting for Matt to come back to life if you want me to.
Yeah,
Or just
sure.
vamp until he.
No, I mean, yeah,
manifest.
we could do that. That's fine. So you've been playing a game, a little small game to come out of the Chinese territories, the land of the China. The first ever AAA game to come. Oh,
And there Matt goes.
there Matt goes. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we just see me and Andy's shoulder and his other shoulder. So that's what we got. We are. Wait. Okay. Lean to your lower left-hand side. Your lower left.
Okay.
Go further. There you go. Stay right there. Now you're Matt Murray. Okay. Now go cover your shelf now with your face.
Oh, my shut.
Yeah. There you go. Now you're in the Andy Asimakis box. So if you could stay right there, we can continue the show. Your head is huge. Oh, wait, here comes Matt. Matt's back, ladies and gentlemen. Matt's back. All right. This is great podcasting. This is what we're here for.
It makes you miss the live format for moments like this.
This is ridiculous.
But good. We don't have to pivot to China. So that's good.
Oh God.
We don't have to pivot to China.
It's like, what I miss?
I think this cable that Andy so nicely bought me might have seen its seeing.
Are you
days.
rolling
No
over it with the wheels of your chair every 5 minutes?
No, it's
Using it
just
as
like
string?
I mean, it's like one of those flat cables, and it goes a very long distance. And over time, it's just become very twisted because no matter how I wrap it up,
Twisty.
it just twists itself. And I think some of the twists have gotten so tight that it might be dead.
Twisties. You know what's twisty?
Anyway,
Video games.
I do love video games.
Matt, tell us about Astral Ascent.
Oh
this game
my
looks
God,
real cool.
guys! Hey,
The maddest ass game that ever matted.
this is maybe a top 3 roguelike for me.
Ooh.
This is one of the best roguelikes
Matthew,
I
I'm gonna
have ever
full name
played
you right now.
in my life. It has synergies galore. There are systems on top of systems. There is a great story, incredible art. The action is unbelievable, and I can't wait to tell you guys about it. So this is Astral Ascent. You play as one of 4 characters. This character named the Master has gone around and, like Galactus, kind of started taking worlds for himself, and you're a prisoner in that system of worlds in his like garden, and you're trying to escape. So you're trying to make your way out through 4 levels, and each level has a one of 3 bosses at the end of it, and then eventually face off against the Master. Every one of the guardians that you'll face at the end of each of the 4 levels is based on a zodiac sign, and each level has a set of 3 that can appear at the end, which is pretty cool because you get some variety there in the bosses that you're going to fight, and they're all really cool fights. Where this game absolutely explodes, besides the art and the music being 10 out of 10, is the gameplay and synergy building. So you have one of 4 characters that you can play as. They all play super differently. There are 2 like melee style characters and 2 range based characters. And each character has like 12 unique spells that you could potentially unlock, and then there's a bunch of other spells that are just like generic spells that you can use in the game. This is where it gets kind of complicated. Each spell has 4 slots that you can fill with a thing called a gambit, and these things can be like, this hits enemies with poison. Anytime you fire this spell, 2 meteors will fly from the air. Anytime you hit the spell, a bunch of electricity will hit. Anytime you hit this spell, like some saplings will pop up, which are these little tiny guys, and they'll like start attacking stuff. And you can put 4 on each spell. Each spell also has an affinity, like lightning, fire, ice, poison, or neutral. And if you match the spell's affinity with the gambit affinity, you increase the damage of that spell up to 50%. So you have that. Each character also has a signature spell, so that's their like special move. My favorite guy is the melee guy, who kind of is like a Street Fighter type character, and he has a counter, so you block an instant before an enemy hits you, and you parry it, and you do this crazy big attack. But some of the other interesting ones are like there's a character where her whole thing is she'll like leave these gems out on the field, so you like fire them through characters, and her special is you can pull them back through the characters. What was the other 2? Octave, who is like the guns character, plays a lot like a kind of like a Mega Man-y style, where you can just kind of have infinite range. He can summon a turret, like a bot, to fight with him, and all of his specials, like a lot of his specials, have turrets and stuff. So you have that signature spell, and then you have 5 auras, and all of those can combine with all your spells, and so you have this like crazy screen filling attack or attacks that just like keep firing off, and you're like keeping track of what spell is where, and it is just so fun. Some of the cooler auras are like, so you have 4 spells, and they cycle through. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and they all will deplete. So like you can't use them. You can't use one spell twice. They have to refresh. And so it'll be like on spell refresh, gain 5 health. So you're like cycling through your spells to gain health, or like on spell refresh, shoot out 5 missiles. Like there are all these crazy synergies that you can build and mold, and the game gives you a ton of agency as to what you pick and what you're building towards. And it just does such a good job of allowing you to tailor your run to the things that you're getting. So like the auras that you're picking up will have spells that you can combine with them, and it'll be like, oh, if you have a fire spell that'll ignite somebody, fire does 30% more damage, and also like you'll have a fire shield for 4 seconds if you fire off the spell. And so you end up with these like crazy synergy chains where you'll fire off your 4 spells. Each spell could have like something in your aura. Well, that's also firing off something. You have the gambits under the spells that are firing off their own individual things, and it's all playing together. And it is just like mind-breakingly beautiful and complex in such a cool and easy way to understand. Like it sounds so much more complicated than it is. It's just stuff that you're picking up. On top of that, you can also get like summons and echoes. So like summons are just what they sound like. They'll build up and you can summon like one of the bosses to come help you clear a room. Echoes are a bunch of other characters in the game that you can basically will like come in based on conditions. So spell refresh is one, or they'll show up at the end of special rooms and like give you something, or when you hit your signature, they'll pop up and do like a helpful attack, like
Are
an
are
assist.
those things something that you permanently unlock and slot in, or are those things that you are unlocking as you're doing a run? Like I'm having a hard time understanding what is happening in the gameplay loop. Like, are
Okay,
you
so in the gameplay loop, right? So you start off, you have 4 generic spells.
okay
As you're progressing through, you have 4 generic spells that have no gambits, or what like the powers
in them?
on the
Right.
in the spells are called, and you have no auras.
Okay.
As you progress through your run, you're picking up gambits, you're picking up auras, you're picking up these echoes, you can get summons, and um, you'll build that chain, like I said. So like it's all about picking the right spells, picking the right gambits, and like using the money that you get during a run and the keys that you get during a run to kind of power yourself up. There are like meta upgrades that do a host of things, like give you more aura slots. Some of them allow you to start with a set of 3 auras that you can pick, which are like your passive effects.
Mm.
Um, and then there's stuff like extra health and all that kind of stuff. So there is like a meta progression tree as well, or there's tech upgrades basically as well. But yeah, like building all those things and how fun the combat is and how fluid everything is, it just I don't think I've played a roguelike in a long time, like maybe since like Dead Cells, where I can really get into like a flow state of just like I'm crushing through enemies, I'm utilizing all of my spells, I'm utilizing all of my skills, and just really digging my teeth into a very specific run. And yeah, it really is. It's like a 10 out of 10. I could see this not being some people's bags because it is there's like a lot of systems obviously that I just explained.
Dude, that HUD is like crazy.
It's so
Like I'm
good,
watching
dude.
some guy. There's like 3 meters, like on these little things, and there's stats. I think there's all this other crap. It's like
Yeah,
that's
so
a lot of
as
It's a
stuff
little
to
it's
keep track
it
of.
looks a little crunchy for
it
sure.
is.
It's
So
like
like
all
the
this
stats,
information
the
you're
other
being fed. Holy
so
shit!
there's 3 bars, right? Your yellow bar, which is your in run level, which levels up your strength and a bunch of other stuff during your run. Your health, and then your mana is at the bottom. You build up mana to cast spells. You build up mana by using your basic attack. The other stuff below it is all like run stat modifier. So as you're going through a run, you'll get keys, and keys unlock altars, which will allow you to do one of 2 things at each altar, and you can pick which one. Um, so you'll either be able to pick up these stones, which increase one of your stats, or you'll be able to level up a spell that you have. And the stones are like health, strength, crit, chance, armor, attack speed, and mana. So like the amount of mana that you have. So there are just like it really is. It's just like it's systems heavy. if you're looking at it and you haven't played it.
Dude.
But once you get through like 2 runs, you're in. Like you just know it does a great job at directing you and guiding you through all of this stuff in a way that doesn't feel intrusive, and it feels very organic learning all this stuff, especially the first time through. And then as you keep unlocking stuff, there's a whole um like a main hub that you'll go to where you'll unlock more stuff. So like more new spells for your characters, looks for your characters. So there's like different clothes you can wear and stuff like that. There is a daily bonus that you can get, and you can select what the bonus is, and that can be like anything from like like health on hit, or like extra crit chance, or every 30 seconds lightning randomly strikes or something like that. So there's like a lot of stuff to unlock and a lot of cool systems to interact with. The other thing that's here that's really cool is like as you're going through your run, you'll pick up like memories of different characters in the game, and you can, if you want to dig into the lore, you can go see what you've unlocked and read about the world and the different characters in the world. So yeah, I don't know. I don't want to. I feel like I'm rambling at this point.
Dude,
Um,
it's like
it is so good. It is so good. If you have any
Even-
questions, please ask.
it even has like pixel art cutscenes, which is insane to me. How,
Dude,
how detailed all this stuff looks.
It's very
The
anime.
The art is
Yeah.
gorgeous, dude. The
And-
art is beautiful.
There's like a Celeste kind of vibe I'm getting from some of the character movement, like where the cape is flowy and
Yeah.
the dashes.
Yeah.
My favorite
It's
thing is
so
like
smooth.
the first time. I mean, it happens every time you fight a boss, but like when you get to the boss room for the first time and their cutscene plays and it's like them approaching you.
I
it's
was just
such a
watching that.
bad-
Yeah,
It's such a badass reveal for every single one of the characters. They're all awesome, and they're all
It's
based on
like-
zodiac signs, which is pretty cool.
it's like particle effects like everywhere. It's like spells and all this stuff happening at once.
It's
This
awesome.
is insane.
Tommy
God
Hamias
damn
and
it.
spirit
God
bombs.
damn it, Matt! I'm gonna have to play this shit.
Andy,
I
listen,
think I
man,
might
This
pick
it's-
this
looks
up.
really good.
It is. So I can't say it's my game of the year because it came out last year, but like I
Did you already
don't know.
say something else was your game of the year already?
I know, but I didn't play this yet.
It happens. It happens, and it is only August. So
Yeah, and just
And, you know,
like
it's not a 10-year-old game, also. So
That's fair.
We'll
That's good.
cut you some slack.
yeah. Well, so what's funny is that I brought Undermine last time, and I have been really enjoying my time with that. And then I picked this up, and I don't want to throw any shade at Undermine because it's a really fun game, but like just the difference in quality of the roguelike, like the roguelike aspects of this game versus that game is insane. Like it's crazy because like the roguelike aspects of that game are like, okay, you have 2 attacks. You can throw your pickaxe and you can hit stuff with it. And like maybe you'll pick up something that can like allow it to light stuff on fire. But it's all just like enemies and level design that is the roguelike aspects of that. And you're constantly grinding for gold to like unlock stronger attacks for all your stuff and more health. This is like, hey, you can build anything. Build any run that you fucking want. Because like if you don't even want to pay attention to the affinities of spells, you can I could have like a poison spell where it's like, okay, every time I cast this spell, 3 ice idols show up, start attacking stuff, it shoots electricity out, and then 4 meteors show up and hit stuff. Like it will take away from the volatility and like the power of that spell, but you could do that if you really wanted to. And I think this has made me realize that is what I love about roguelike games is the agency that it gives players to really tailor their run. Like a good roguelike will allow you to do that almost every step of the way. And I can't think of another roguelike that gives you more choice in all aspects of your run than this game. All the characters are fun to play. All the bosses are fun to fight, except for the last one who I haven't beat yet because he's a dickhole. The art is amazing, the music is amazing, the story is amazing, and just I love this game. I really genuinely love it. It's one of the best games, one of the best roguelikes I've ever played.
awesome. We're halfway through the podcast, and we've done 2 games.
I'm sorry.
So let's
Oh,
move.
that's high praise though. Like if
It's
Matt can go
high
on for
praise.
that long,
It's high praise.
you know it's something special.
It's high praise.
Fun fact: my Castaway run through was as long as Matt's rant about
Yes.
Astral Ascent.
Yes, indeed. Fun
Bye,
fact,
Astral
indeed.
Ascent, Jesus
I
Christ.
actually beat it while Matt was talking about Astral Ascent for the second time.
All right, Andy. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to ask you for the cliff notes of your experience with Black Myth Wukong. How's it
I'll
going
keep
with
it
that?
simple. So, fun fact: I bought this game with my PlayStation Stars points, which I
Oh,
know was a thing I was basically building for the last couple of years. Because it's digital only. So I was like, I like my physical games. So I was like, oh, I have points. I can buy it, and it's free. Wow! So I got it. I'm addicted to this fucking game, guys.
ooh,
It is so. It is equal parts action RPG with a bit of souls in there. The the enemy encounters are not as difficult as a Souls-like game, and there's no stakes. If you die, you don't lose any kind of like souls or XP. You're fine. You can die without worry, in a sense.
okay.
But the bosses are very, very soulsy, as in you can't
Mhm.
really like brute strength them. You
Mm.
have to really play it like memorize the patterns and look out for the telegraphing of the moves. Um, but yeah, this has been. I want to say I'm on chapter 2 ish. Should have started a little while ago. Huge difficulty spike in chapter 2. So you're playing as a monkey. This is I guess a retelling of Journey to the West,
Yeah.
which I never read. Or I think it's
But you've
the
played
the
about
oldest.
80 games
Yeah,
that
I
have
know.
done
I
that.
know
Yeah,
Dragon
about it.
Ball
Yeah,
Z.
it's true.
I know Dragon Ball Z. Um, Beautiful game. I'm playing on PS5. Very minimal performance issues. There's some pop-ins that happen frequently
Hmm.
with the boss encounters and some of the environments, but no frame rate sputters at all. Um, and a lot like the game I was talking about, there's a lot of experimental things with the skills. Like, of all these skills you can play with, you can reset them at any time.
Mhm.
Like a Souls game. There's various stances and spells you can get. I just learned how to like parry like a little rock armor thing that a boss gave me a little while ago. You can transform into other creatures.
Oh,
I'm a wolf guy with a fire staff. I can set guys on fire if I wanted to. Um, the best part I want to say is exploring the world, which it's kind of linear, which is a little bit shocking. It's a big open space, but there's not much you can do. There's invisible walls, which kind of sucks.
Interesting.
But you come across a lot of bosses as you're walking around the levels, and most of them, like mini bosses, when you beat them, you absorb their spirit, and you can become them for like a split second for like a quick attack. There's this huge like giant troll guy you encounter way early in the game. Huge pain in the ass to kill. Finally killed him, got his spirit, and you can become him, and you can headbutt enemies for like massive damage. I fought this bat creature at his summon transformation. I'm like wailing on dudes, spitting poison fucking death rays at enemies. Um, yeah, I'm kind of hooked. I was playing up until when we started recording a little while ago,
Mm.
and I can see why this game is like taking the world by storm, especially in China.
it's pretty
It's
wild.
like
The amount of
it's like
sales that this
this
thing
is
has done
like
is insane.
this is like this is their culture. This is like one of their story, you know, and seeing it brought to life, and it's such silky smooth gameplay. Like it's got your heavy attack, your light attack, your magic, your stamina, and it's got some heart. You're playing as
Yeah.
a mute monkey god dude. A little staff. I love how there's no like weapon drops or equipment drops. When you beat a major boss, you can craft an armor based on that boss after you've beaten them and get a staff that's like attuned to that boss. Like, yeah, I fought this giant bear guy and I was like all like bear like armored out with this like wooden bear staff. It was really cool.
That's really rad.
So I like how it's kept very simple. So you're not like hunting for better weapons or looking for better gear. It's all laid out for you nicely as you save your currency up, get your crafting materials, which come in like in spades. So you're not hunting for things. I'm stuck at a boss, which is like this giant wolf wind demon thing. Huge pain in the ass. But I just learned a new spell.
Ooh.
It's like Naruto, like summon like 5 copies of you. Like
Ooh.
seeing like 5 monkeys like decked in your armor that know your skills, like go berserk on a boss. without any gameplay hiccups. It's so beautiful.
Awesome.
So beautiful. So high marks. I recommend it completely, and it's selling 10 million copies for a reason. And one last note: I can't imagine what it's like being Microsoft right now with the biggest game of the year not being on your console. That must suck.
Why did I
A
think
lot.
this was going to be a Game Pass game at one point?
For real?
I don't know why. For some
Dude.
reason, I did. I thought it was
No,
going to be.
they would have to pay an arm and a leg for that if that was the case.
They sold so many
Speaking
copies.
of Xbox dropping the ball, let's
Oh,
get
boy.
into our indie news report where we have a couple of interesting stories here. The first one here is from Game Rant. Metroidvania game with quote very positive reviews cancels Xbox release. The developers of HAAK, a popular Metroidvania indie game on Steam, have announced the cancellation of its planned Xbox platform release. According to the developers, they had run into numerous obstacles in submitting the game to Xbox. As a result, despite its demand for a release on the platform, HAAK will be skipping Xbox platforms, much to the developers' disappointment. I want to find where is the quote next? HAAK
It's the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Dude,
want
that
to
is-
find that. Oh, here it is.
That's
Okay.
wild, dude.
So here's the tweet from the developers, which I feel like is wild that it's even a thing. But anyway, the tweet says, "We're deeply sorry that we have failed to meet the expectations of all Xbox players. HAAK will not be coming to Xbox. Thank you." And then there a picture of like a statement. Thank you very much for your help and attention. However, during the process of getting our game on Xbox, we encountered numerous obstacles. What seemed like a simple procedure turned into a nightmare due to many bugs in the Microsoft Partner Center, preventing us from successfully completing account registration. Even Microsoft's support service system had bugs, making it impossible to initiate inquiries about our issues. This is simply unbelievable for developers. We informed ID at Xbox about our predicament, but they were powerless to help us as it apparently falls outside their scope of responsibility and seems to be a Microsoft issue. In reality, porting the Xbox version of our game would have taken less than 2 weeks, but we spent over 14 months trying to, quote, apply for game publication and, quote, complete Microsoft partner identity registration. This experience has been terrible because we could feel the enthusiasm from the Xbox community players, yet we struggle to resolve the problems at hand. Although we very much want to share HAAK's adventure story with more players, our development funds are extremely tight and we can't afford to wait any longer. As a result, we've ultimately decided to abandon the Xbox platform release. We deeply regret this outcome, but we've truly done our best. To be honest, this is the first time since we started developing games that we have felt such enthusiastic support from players. This has convinced us that the Xbox community must be truly amazing. We love it. We're incredibly grateful to all the Xbox players who have offered support and assistance. Yikes.
Unreal.
Wow. I didn't. So I saw the just like the headline of like this and that they had a hard time. Spent almost a year and a half.
14 months, yeah.
Yeah, almost a year. Almost a year.
A
And
little
half.
Over a year. Over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I know how time works. That it is almost 4 months shy of a year and a half. But trying to apply just to publish a game, and then they reached out to an Xbox entity, and they were like, "We can't do anything. Sorry, it's Microsoft, not us." That's
Bitch, you are
crazy.
Microsoft. What the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck?
I'm honestly shocked that like since that statement that they haven't figured something out.
Well,
Yeah, like
see,
Xbox hasn't come out and been like, "Well, we can help you."
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like in most of these cases, like you feel like it's a developer that's like, trying to resolve something internally, and they just can't make it work. Like take for example, Baldur's Gate 3. That was a huge public thing with the Xbox Series consoles, and Xbox very publicly was like, "Hey, we're working with this team. We understand their problems. We're gonna make it right." But this seems like they've already done all that behind the scenes. They've had the conversations.
Yeah.
This can't be fixed. at this
That-
point.
Like
That's
they
insane.
can't like make a new like account to like to register. Like I don't understand. I don't know. Whatever.
yeah.
I can't.
Like
I'm
you
not
would
going to
th- well,
pretend
you
to
would-
know. So
I was gonna say, but you would think that that's something that they would have tried probably.
I don't know. I don't know. All right, moving on here. This is a fun little story.
Oh, I love this story.
I don't get it, but happy
Oh, you
to
get it.
so a
I
developer
get it.
posted happy well I don't it's not a story, it's just a tweet, but happy 2-year anniversary to my favorite game that I worked on. Please pirate it because none of us work at the company that owns this anymore. Roller Drome out now on PS4, PS5, and Steam. The game looks really cool, actually. But very similar to what was what was that game that we did a dev dive on? That was the skate shooter, the Tony Hawk style shooter. I haven't heard
Trickshot.
Trick Shot. Yes, I haven't heard much about that game
Still
since.
way deep in development.
Yeah,
that game's gonna be special when it comes out.
Yeah. So yeah, they're like, hey, we don't own the shit we made, so pirate the hell out of it, which I love to see. You love to see that.
Also, no coincidence that this game is not on Xbox. I wonder why indie games are not going to.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Fucking shooting from the hip over here.
Just putting that out there.
Andy, tell us about this next story because it's a YouTube video and it's not going to tell me anything.
Oh my god. So, a few months ago, indieRift broke the news
True.
that WayForward was working on not one, but 2 horror games with established IPs and franchises. And that got all of our almonds activated. What could it possibly be? Now the answer's finally here. RetroRealms, I think it's a new studio, announced a Halloween and an Ash versus Evil Dead side-scrolly pixel art hack and slash game.
I'm excited
This
for
looks
this
Oh
fucking
my god.
awesome.
Oh my god.
retro
just fucking-
AF.
There's
Yeah,
a Laurie
seriously.
Strode DLC character for the Halloween one.
You know what? I'll see if I could play
And
this.
I am loving the shit out of this.
Dude, the
First
art's
of all,
so chunky.
that it's not a flippin' 5v5 asymmetric online
Yeah.
game is a
Yep.
miracle unto itself. More of this, please, guys. This is like taking these franchises, putting them somewhere fun, with a developer that knows pixel art and fun 2D platforming gameplay. And the idea of like being Michael Myers, slashing away at assholes with a giant ass knife,
And
as blood,
fighting
like,
boss characters.
oh my!
I was gonna say,
yeah,
I can't wait to know what the story of the
Yeah.
Michael game is.
because the Evil Dead one seems easy. It's Deadites, it's demons, that's
Yeah.
easy. That's easy to do.
Also, in the
oh,
trailer,
what-
it looks like Michael has a knife Shroyukin that he
Yes.
can throw at some
Oh, yeah.
point.
I just love how like agile he is in his movement.
Yeah. God, that's so good.
It's just so amazing.
Buy both games to cross over worlds. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, so I guess if you buy both, there's like there's a versus segment where like both of the characters
Oh my god.
square off in a Freddy versus Jason kind of situation.
Fucking wonderful.
But this is so neat, guys. I mean, it looks beautiful. I'm loving the soundtrack. Ah,
I just
this
love
is my dream. This is my wet dream, guys.
It's like chunky pixel art. It's
I
so
know.
good, dude.
Yeah.
The blood splatters look incredible.
Or just like that, the character art is so fucking good, man. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my Lanta, what is playing in my ears right now? What is happening?
Like something else.
Oh my god. That news article that for the next one. Sorry folks if that blasted your ears. There's an ad that plays and it is fucking loud. So sorry about that. I'm going to put it in my muted fucking tab instead of the show doc tab because that was loud as hell. Okay, next story here is replaced is delayed to 2025.
Do you want to?
Publisher Coat Sync and developer Sad Cat Studios, that's a good name, have delayed science fiction retro futuristic action platformer I'm gonna say that again. I'm gonna see if I can say it 5 times fast. Science
it.
fiction Science fiction
Nope.
retro futuristic action platformer. Science fiction retro futuristic action platformer. Science fiction retro futuristic action platformer. Replaced from its previously planned 2024 release window to 2025. Here's the quote here. We'll keep it short. Replaced will now be released in 2025. It would have been great if that was just the whole quote. We'll keep it short. It's being released next year.
One
End.
sentence.
Our initial release date was optimistic, and we apologize for that. Developing Replaced is quite a unique challenge, and we're proud to be creating something that special. We need more time to ensure that we meet the high standards we set for ourselves and to meet the expectations of our fans. Feel free to join our Discord. We post lots of devlogs there to share the progress and are open for a chat. Replaced was featured at this is not part of it, but Replaced oh, maybe it was. Replaced was featured at Summer Game Fest earlier this summer, and now will also finally be available at Gamescom for everyone to play. Come say hi. I don't know anything about this game, actually.
So I have a quick story time.
Okay.
I really thought this game was like vaporware. And here's why. So CodeSync is actually a good friend on the show. Our friend Jack Sanderson has been on the show a couple of times. Remember that game Fogs, Steven?
Yeah.
So here's an email that I wrote to him June 30th, 2021.
2021, okay.
Asking about Replaced to get them on the show. Because they showed this footage for the first time at E3.
Right.
And he was like, the team would love to do it, but let's talk next year when the game will be coming out. 2022. So this has been a question mark for a long time. I'm glad that it's back. Oh wow. Like I wonder what happened there. Talking like a 3-year-ish delay.
Well, I mean, it looks like just that. I mean, just based on what they were saying in that release, that press release, it's got to be scope creep and
Oh yeah.
Just they had ambitions. They wanted to hit their ambitions, and then eventually they outgrew their abilities. Kind of thing.
So I'm gonna circle back on this exact email chain that he last replied in October of 2021.
Hell yeah.
So I'm like, hey, I want to resurrect this dead thread. Want to come on the show next year?
Let's get it booked.
Yeah.
And then we could break the story that we know the exact release date based on when he books his interview. Look at that. We could do it.
Ooh.
Coming summer 2025.
Coming
Anyway.
soon.
We're unfortunately we're running long here, Andy, so I'm going to skip game demo, the demo derby this week. Bring it on next week if you can. We do have a wishlist roundup, which it has some games on here that we spoke about in the past, and also did interviews on, starting with Elsie, which looks incredible.
I love talking to these guys at PAX.
Absolutely incredible.
And this is like a combination wish list, plus they announced their release date recently.
Yes, coming out
kind of fun.
September 10th. It's very soon. Very soon. This game looks so dope.
Damn, don't do this to me. I don't need another roguelike right now.
Also, future return guest to the show. And when we spoke, he goes to me, I'd love to come back on the show. Indie's nuts forever. It's exactly what he said. Because he was one of the few we asked, like, hey, what do you think of this name? He's like, I fucking love this name. It's the best name ever for a show.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Indie's Nuts podcast. It's a good time.
So that's going to happen before the 10th of September. We'll get him back on the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Elsie looks
Speaking of former
incredible.
guest of the show.
It does. It really does look awesome.
We also have Hollow Body on here. This is also coming out very soon. Just 2 days after Elsie. I don't. Do I know?
We don't have the wallets for this. I feel like we talked about this.
We did talk about Hollow Body, right? This is an Andy thing.
We've had this guest on the show twice. Chasing Static was his first.
Yes.
game.
Okay. Yeah.
It was like a PS1 first-person horror story, like short, simple, but really effective. Great game. And then he evolved to PS2 quality graphics with Hollow Body. Very Silent Hill 3 inspired. Um, yeah, he blew up. Huge Kickstarter, massive success, and the game is almost here. Look at that.
And
I'm excited
it's a time travel because it looks like there's a DeLorean.
Mhm.
So obviously it's time travel. This actually does look really cool.
Yeah,
And
it's a solo dev, guys.
it actually looks a little early PS3. I wouldn't even say this is PS2.
It's a really clean PS2 looking game.
Yeah.
It's like modern sensibilities and touches.
God, I can't wait for that letterbox little black lines to come over just when you're opening a door or turning on a landing of the stairs. It's gonna be so cool. I love going back in time. I love that shit. So that's Hollow Body, folks. If you're into the spoopy games,
That does look great.
check that out. This next one is called Billy Bust Up. Embark on a thrilling and imaginative odyssey in a 3D platforming musical inspired by your favorite timeless magical animated films. Meet a fantastical cast of characters, take gameplay cues from the music, and try not to let the villain's song get stuck in your head. This looks really cool too.
The bosses sing to you guys. I love it.
The bosses sing
Like,
to you. This
Sing
is
to you. Like, seriously, like Google this game, YouTube it, boss fight, and like the boss serenades you as it chases you, like Crash Bandicoot style.
Feel like
You're
this
running
used to be
towards the
called.
screen.
I feel like this used to be called something else, and that when we were doing Indies Nuts, I had this on a wish list roundup.
You know what? It is vaguely familiar. Also, that screenshot with like the orange and purple, that's like the Shining kind of like.
The floor vibe. Yeah,
Yeah, that pattern
this looks
is
really
very
cool.
Shining.
Yeah, it does look
I'm
really
excited
cool.
for that. I'll be throwing that on the wish list for sure.
Oh,
Add to wish
yeah.
list. Done.
And it's a humble game publisher, so I'm kind of worried. I just saw that.
Bum ba-dum bum. Bum ba-dum bum bum. Next up on the list is Prim.
I love this game.
This looks funny. Prim is a creepy but cute point-and-click adventure game full of dark humor. When her mother dies, Prim finds out she's Death's daughter and now has to live with her father. That's awesome. But the Grim Reaper has strict rules, and when Prim breaks them, things take a fatal turn. Can you breathe life into her misery?
Love it.
That's a good premise to a movie.
Yeah,
that is pretty funny.
Like, this could be a Tim Burton joint.
Yeah,
you know?
Tim Burton, and I kind of want like Will Ferrell to play Death again.
Oh my god, amazing!
Or because you can't have Norm Macdonald, unfortunately.
There's a demo that's gonna go right now in the library. What's happening?
I haven't played a good point and click in a long time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, okay, I could use like a little like stress-free, easy point and click kind of game right now.
I have no patience.
I'm not sure this is
really you don't, Matt.
I can't do point and click games, man. It's just not enough of a game for me. I can't do it. I can't think that hard.
There's a whole community of streamers that only play those Nancy Drew point and click games.
Pressure to be smart,
and they come out like every 6 weeks apparently, because there's always a new one of those. Nancy Drew, man.
This was the Indie Cup winner. What the fuck is the Indie Cup? I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't know, but why aren't we judges?
The art looks
we gotta go to Germany.
Next on the list of the wish list is Hellbreak. Fight to save your soul from damnation in a brutal arena where only the strongest survive. Entertain the lords of hell and earn their favor to unlock new weapons, spells, and blessings. Dive into this fast-paced roguelite arena shooter and achieve the highest score. Can you reclaim your soul?
Okay, number one.
Yes,
this game tickles my fancy.
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah.
Arena shooter.
With numbers.
Number 2, roguelike. Number 3, score chasing.
Yeah.
Arcade style score chasing.
Are there knee saws?
Give it to me right now. That's all it would need. It just needs the knee saws, and then we're good.
It would need.
It's just as like a perfect little ice cream cup of knee saws, scores, roguelike, and arena shooter. It's like a whole thing. You
Casting spells, dropping turrets.
Yeah,
this game just flamethrowers.
This game just looks great. I can't wait to play this game when it comes out. It just is it screams me. This is why I don't like point and click games.
Yeah, because you don't have the
You,
patience.
you need that
I know, man.
stimuli.
Yeah, you just
Need
give me
some of
the
that
give me the
stimuli.
serotonin bumps and just
Ooh,
let me
I
shoot
love
things.
it's like spells and shooty. I love it.
Yeah, give it to me. What's that other thing? Witchfire? That game looks dope too.
There's too many good games, guys.
FROGUN and FROGUN Encore are on sale right now, and they are our indie steal of the week. You get them for 25% off, so just $21 dues. You get both FROGUN games, which are really cute adventures and
Yeah, like 3D
puzzles.
platformy and
Yeah,
64
Yeah.
style.
I thought
We'll show them real
Frogan
quick.
Encore was like an update, but no, it's an actual sequel.
It's an encore.
Yeah.
The video game industry and their name nomenclature, is that what the word? Yeah, I think
Yes,
that's the word.
that's the word.
Yeah, you said the right word. Yeah.
Has ruined you
Yeah,
because remakes or encores, sequels or fucking
yeah, because Encore
remasters.
to me
They
sounds
Yeah.
like
don't know
it's
what they're
coming
doing.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
For like,
yeah.
That's
I
true.
love how this looks like very Mega Man Legends.
Yeah, it does. It
does,
does. I was just
100%,
thinking
dude.
that.
Yeah,
100%.
I was just thinking that.
What was
Yeah.
that? Tronbon?
Tronbon, baby.
Yeah.
Dude, guys, I'm gonna buy a house with my copy of Trombone. That game is worth so much money. When I
You
saw
have
that,
a copy of Tronbon?
yes, I do.
A disc copy of Tronbon?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
What are you sitting on that for? You waiting to fucking have a kid, adopt a child, and put it through
value
college or
go up,
something?
baby.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think the value can go up.
With the Legends 2 demo disc as well.
Man.
Yeah.
All right, a final little thing to touch on this week. We do have a Kickstarter of the week, and this one actually looks pretty fucking cool.
It does look pretty wrong.
God
God damn.
This is Industrial Annihilation.
Only thing.
Terrible name.
Terrible name.
Awful name.
Very.
Just awful name.
It's like, did ChatGPT name your game? Basically,
Yeah.
this is what happened in this scenario.
Play the next major game in Planetary Annihilation universe. So it's apparently a series of games which I've never heard of, but they are a factory building an RTS game. They are $20,000 short of their $200,000 goal, so $180,000 from
They're gonna make it.
3,180 backers. 10 days to go. Let's take a look
Yeah.
at this while we think about it.
I threw this on here. Planetary Annihilation and that whole franchise has been kind of like a weird indie stalwart of RTS games. They've been around for a while. They're
Mhm.
really highly touted. Some people who have worked on them have also worked on like Supreme Commander, and people who are working on this have worked on like some of the older Command and Conquer games. And they wanted to add factory building, like that whole genre into RTS, or into an RTS. And so this combines those two things. So it like adds an extra layer of strategy on top of just unit deployment and just like, oh, I just click here to get the resource. You know what I mean? Like you're building your factory to make sure that everything is efficient and everything. And yeah, I don't know. It looked cool. The art looks really cool. It has like a weird like action figure-y Lego
Yeah.
vibe to the whole thing.
Totally.
And yeah, I don't know. I threw this on here. I think it looks awesome. I used to love RTS games. I haven't played a good one in a while, and I might dip my toe in this.
The only thing I worry about is factory building games are so much of a time investment. Like I know people who, trying to make your factory as efficient as possible, yada yada, all that fun stuff. It's like it's a lot of work to like get
Well-
it perfect. And I wonder how they are gonna scale it down for an RTS, because going from level to level in an RTS of like here's your mission, I can't imagine you're going to be investing too much time in building a factory. I wonder if it's just going to be like a small step up from resource gathering and
Well, so that's what I think it is. I think that it's like 90% RTS, 10% factory building, if that makes sense. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like I don't think that they're thinking of this as a factory building game. I think that they're thinking of it as an RTS game that has some light factory building elements, right? So like as you're going through the campaign and you're building up your troops, instead of just doing like, hey, go get that resource, and like I have that resource now, it's like, okay, collect the resource and let me bring it into my line really quick. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
And I think that's kind of cool.
We'll keep our eyes on that bad boy. We'll see what happens.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I'm into that. Yeah.
We have no mailbag questions this week, but if you do want to be a part of the show, again, go to patreon.com/indieRift and leave us a question in the mailbag, and we could bring it to the show. Maybe it's a game you saw that you want us to talk about. Maybe it's something that you think we would like. You could drop it in there as well. Ask us.
Just put it
Ask
there.
us about it. Just do it. Just do the thing.
Do
It's
it.
going to bring us to the end of the show. Thank you very much for listening and watching. If you want to follow us on social media, we're at indieRift everywhere. I'm at Batchild27 or just Batchild, depending on the platform. Andy's at Pants Guy. Matt's at Missed Enough.
That's right.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for doing the show. It was a lot of fun.
It was a fun show.
Good show.
It was a good show.
Yeah, pretty good.
We had a lot. We talked about. We
Yeah,
talked
yeah.
about a lot of things. Oh boy.
Whoa!
We certainly talked about a lot of things.
Oh, yuck.
Gorge. We'll see you
Oh,
real
yuck.
soon. Goodbye, everybody.
Well, we just got
And as
sued.
always, please be excellent to each other.
Or